Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We had a wonderful weekend last weekend at Sunshine Saturday. We had our Feral Dogs of Avondale meal tent set up there, and we were able to get 2 dogs adopted. Thank you to everyone who came by to visit with us and to meet the dogs that we brought to the event. And make sure you come out this Saturday also, because we've got Crazy Days here in downtown Sylacauga. It's sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. We're going to have our tent either in the kids zone or pretty close to the kids zone. And we're going to have older dogs from the shelter that some of our volunteers will be parading around downtown. So be on the lookout for any dogs wearing a bandana or wearing some form of a costume. We have a circus theme for Crazy Days. And then we'll also have some younger dogs, some puppies at our tent, and we'll have some gifts for the kids and some prizes. So come on by the tent and meet some of our dogs and talk to our volunteers, and we would love to tell you about the dogs and cats that are available at the shelter and available through Feral Dogs of Avondale. And one of those dogs that is available, his name is Moose. We'll have a picture of him up in just a moment. This is Moose. His sister got adopted at Sunshine Saturday, and we have Moose and his brother Momo that are still available from their litter. They were tiny puppies at the shelter, and they're kind of growing up there. So we'd love to find a home for these puppies that are a few months old. They did great at the event last Saturday with kids, with other dogs. So we know that they are going to be great dogs for somebody, and they are fixed. So the 2 older dogs will have their Moose and Momo, and all the dogs will be walking around downtown are ready to go to a home. They're all fixed. They all update on their shots. And so if you see something that interests you, or you know someone who's looking for a dog, please direct them to the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill Facebook page, the Sylacauga Shelter Facebook page. Send them to the shelter, and then we can make sure that we find a dog for them. And speaking of dogs and pets in general, we have asked Tanya Hartel from the Indian Valley Elementary School here in town to come on the show. She is the librarian there. So Tanya, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you were just saying this is your first year as a librarian, but you've taught at Indian Valley for a long time.
Yes, I've taught kindergarten and first grade at Indian Valley. This is my 15th year there, and first year as the librarian.
Well, that's great. And you did such an interesting program. I had Leah Allen on the show a couple of weeks ago to talk about Sunshine Saturday. She's like, you got to have Tanya on there because, because as I was saying when I introduced you about pets, you had a program where the kids were reading to their pets and submitted pictures.
We
so
did.
Tell me about that whole program that you did.
Okay, well, I'm a part of several Facebook groups, like most people, for librarians, and ran across a librarian in Arkansas who did a lot of book challenges, which I like to do to get my kids excited about reading. And I'm a great dog lover, and so and pets. So she had a program called My Pet Reads Better Than Yours. And basically she had her middle school students submit pictures of pets reading. So I tweaked it a little bit because I thought it'd be better for the kids and to encourage them to read. And so ours is the students had to submit a picture of them reading to their pet. So the kids were super excited.
I bet. It's such a great idea.
Yeah. I didn't tell them what kind of pet, and it was amazing how many different pets we had. And here we have our winner, who was Emer Fields. She is in the first grade in Mrs. Green's class. She won a special reading time with who we call our school pet, which is our assistant principal Cindy Cleveland's dog, Sylvester. And Sylvester came to school last Friday, and he got to read with Emery specifically, and then with the whole class. And Sylvester had a great time, and so did all the kids. So this is Sylvester, and some of Emery's right in front of him there. And then that's the class. They were all sitting in a circle, And there they are. And Sylvester was just so sweet, and he gave a lot of hugs and kisses
looks like a
and
sweet
licks.
dog.
So yeah, we were real excited to have him there, and the kids were super excited.
Well, and there she is with Sylvester right there.
There she is reading with them.
So the competition was open to the entire school. So
yes.
Everybody that was able to participate could send in a picture.
That's right. We have pre-K through second grade, and anyone who wanted to submit a picture could. It could be any pet, and the only stipulation was the student had to be in the picture reading, and a pet had to be in the picture. So we had over 45 entries, and so we took those throughout a week's period, and parents had to email them to me. And so we printed them off, put them on a big bulletin board, and then the next week, all the kids, every kid in the school had a chance to vote on their favorite picture.
Okay, so it was a voting with the school itself.
Yes, and so we just
showed that picture.
This is the winning picture. I don't know if you can see it there.
I think we got a good view of it.
This is Emery and Emery's chicken, Lucy, and how she got him to sit on her shoulder, I'm not sure. But she did, and she had over 36 votes from the school, and so she won.
You know, I hear so many times people having a great relationship with their chickens, so
Yeah.
I'm not surprised she could put that chicken on her shoulder, quite frankly. I talk to people with chickens.
A lot of the kids were like, well, how am I going to get my dog or my cat or whatever to sit and listen to me read? I'm like, that's your problem. And they did a great job.
Got to be quick with the camera.
Yeah, all of them did. We had pets with glasses on. We had real pets and stuffed pets for those kids that didn't have real pets at home, and it was just a great program all around.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
And there's so much out there that talks about how great it can be for kids to have pets to read to, and kids to have pets in general. And one of those things is that it can help them be more comfortable reading.
Definitely.
There's nobody's going to judge them with a dog sitting there, or a cat, or a
That's
chicken,
right.
listening to them read, and they can learn to read and learn to interact and develop so many skills. So I'm sure this is very eye-opening to the parents when they were reading to their pets.
That's I have the littles, pre-K and kindergarten really aren't readers yet.
Yeah.
By the end of kindergarten, some of them are reading, but that is a big thing. They get real nervous about reading to anyone, and so we do encourage them. Read to your stuffed animal, read to your real animal, read it to anybody. They get stuck on, oh, nobody will sit and read with me. Well, we try to tell them, find anybody to read with, because just the more practice you get, the better you get at reading.
And we were just talking about cicadas earlier. They could read to a cicada in
sure
lots
they
of
could.
parts of towns. Now, so any other, was the transition from classroom to library, was that an easy transition for you?
In some ways it was. I've always been a proponent of reading. I love to read myself, and I've gone from teaching how to read to encouraging to read. So that's been a little bit different, but I've enjoyed it tremendously. I'm back in school working on another master's in library media, so
Great.
Learning a lot about that and how to just make it the best it can be, and encourage kids to read.
Now, I'm assuming you have a lot of books in the library that have animals in the books.
We
or
do.
Pets.
We do. And kids love, it's amazing how many nonfiction books kids love about pets and animals. But my dog books are always out, and my cat's books, they're always, and so I have a lot of those. But kids love learning about different breeds, and they're really interested in, all animals and pets. So
well, we had
cool.
a lot of kids, like I said, stopping by the
That's
Sunshine Saturday tent,
wonderful.
and they had a great time petting the dogs. And we've had more kids coming out to the shelter too on the Saturdays where we walk the dogs. And kids are always welcome at the shelter when we're out there on Saturday from 11 to 1 walking dogs, and as long as they have an adult with them and a parent with them. But they do enjoy coming and meeting the animals. And
well, and maybe next year we can work in the shelter with our prize.
Absolutely.
I would love to see our students come and maybe read, or I'm not sure what all we could come up with, but I know they would be excited, and
that would be great,
fun.
because Tanya and I were talking while we were waiting to come on the air today about how there are some shelters in different areas of the country that have kids come out and sit and read to the dogs. And it can help a lot of the dogs that are a little more scared or a little upset about being at the shelter. It can calm them down. So those shelters have found that it is a great way to de-stress the dogs and to have them understand that people are okay, and then maybe they can come to a home and be read to every day. Now you have your own pet. Tell us about your dog.
I do. I have a rescue. Her name is Pickles, and she is crazy, and she loves to run around and just lick and hug and all that kind of good stuff that dogs do. And yeah, we have a rescue, and so have always had rescues, and
that's great.
I love that.
We appreciate you rescuing a dog. Maybe Pickles can come to the school next year and create some chaos in the classroom.
Chaos.
Well, thanks again for coming on the show. We really appreciate
Thank you so much.
And you coming to talk to us, and that's such a wonderful program that you did. So hopefully you'll bring it back next year, and
bigger and better.
Absolutely. We can have even more pictures, and maybe we can have a kid reading to a bearded dragon or something.
You never know.
Or a snake. I had a snake on the show.
We had a snake picture.
Okay.
We did.
Good.
Yeah.
I think I like the chicken.
Yeah.
But make sure to come out again this Saturday at Crazy Days. We're there from 10 to 2. And we'll have our tent set up, so be on the lookout for us. If you bring your kids to Crazy Days, make sure you bring a towel, because if they're in that kids zone, there's going to be a fire truck that's spraying them with water. There's going to be a foam frenzy where they're going to get foam all over them, and they can get things where they don't get wet also. We'll have, I think Pelican Snowball will be there, and then we'll also have a balloon artist. So there are lots of activities for the kids this Saturday, including the dogs, of course. So bring them on out to downtown Sylacauga. And the kids zone again is at the parking lot of the First Bank of Alabama, right there on Norton. So come on downtown and meet some dogs and have some fun and support our local merchants. And again, Moose will be there, so come and meet Moose. We got to find him a home and his brother. We would love for them to go to their forever homes this weekend. And again, thank you so much, Tanya, for coming on the show. And we'll have you on again next year after you have another competition.
Maybe next year I'll bring the winner and her pet. Or his pet.
Oh, that sounds great.
That'd be fun.
And thank you for joining us. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.
Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge and your help, we can save them all.